To add a new Google Classroom, simply go to Google Classroom on the web, and once there you'll see a screen like this. Here's all the groups and classes that I belong to. The first thing you'll want to do is change. At the top it has your email, and you want to make sure that that's the email that you want to use. You can change that by clicking on it, signing out, and adding a new account. You'll probably want to use your first name, last name at aecsd.education because that's the email that all of our Google information has been loaded into through the district. To add a new classroom, click on the plus sign. This is also how you join a class. So join a class or create a class. Create. You can then name the class. Google Classroom Training. You can also assign sections and subjects if you would like to have a variety of different Google Classrooms such as math, science, ELA, social studies. I personally just used one because inside of the classroom you can create separate topics, and that's where I add my maths and my ELAs and such. Create. So a couple of things about your Google Classroom homepage. Number one, you'll see you have a Google Classroom training theme background, and you can change this by simply selecting a preset theme over to the right, or by uploading a photo of your choosing. That will change this image in the background. So there's three main tabs on your Google Classroom homepage, and that's Stream, Students, and About. Stream is basically like a Facebook newsfeed page, and this is where all of your posts will appear for students to access. Students is where you will see all of your students who have enrolled in your class. It's also where you can email parent guardians and choose to do a few other actions once you actually have a post by selecting the post and then selecting actions, or selecting the student and then selecting actions. And then About is just your basic description of what the particular classroom is. One neat thing in the About is that you can invite other teachers if you'd like to share your classroom, and you can provide access to them as well, so you can both upload materials, you can both view student work and such. Okay, back over to Stream. When creating a new post, you'll see in the bottom right hand corner here there is a plus sign, and you will have the option to create announcements, assignments, questions, or to reuse old posts. Announcements is best if you just kind of want to provide a link to students or a document, or maybe even if you're looking to just have classroom participation, but it's not going to be as much of a graded assignment. The one good thing about announcements is, as I click on it, it's going to be a lot more basic than questions or assignments, and that if students don't respond to this post, you're not going to get a notification about that. You can choose for all three of the options, announcements, assignments, or questions, who can see it. So you can deselect all students or select all students. If you deselect, then you can go through and handpick who you want the post to show up for. That's excellent for differentiation. But again, with an announcement, if students comment on it, it's not going to hurt them if they don't, unless you personally go through and take a participation grade on who chose to say something. For all three of the options as well, announcement, assignment, and question, you can change the topic title. So you could create the topic title to be math, ELA, science, or you could get even more specific, algebra, or novels, etc. The other thing you can do is attach documents, links, YouTube videos, and anything. You can share things from Google Drive or upload documents from Google Drive that you have. So those are the four main places that you're going to pull from. So if you create a document that you'd like to share with the classroom, I usually make sure I upload it to my Google Drive, and then you click on this icon and you can go find it. If you choose to create an assignment instead of an announcement, you'll see a few more options. You still can title it. You can still give it a particular topic, but you can also assign a due date. This will give you more notifications. So if students in the classroom have not completed the assignment, when you click on their name, you will see that. So this is more specific. It's great if you plan on actually grading the assignment right here on Google Classroom. But if not, I tend to use announcement just so that I don't have a bunch of notifications that I'm not worried about. The other issue that can happen is students, once you create an assignment or a question, there's a spot for the student answer, but there's also a spot where they can leave comments. And if students put their answer in the comment section, the Google Classroom will tell you that the student has not yet completed the assignment. So that's something that can be annoying, and you'll probably want to go over with students. Just to give an example, what is your favorite type of food? I will assign a topic. Icebreaker. And for due date, I could do today's date or any other date. So now I have a title of my assignment. I have a topic, so icebreakers. If I want to make a whole list of icebreakers, I can save them all on here. I can choose when it's due, or I can take away that option as well. You can also choose time. One neat thing about time is literally right in the middle of class, you can get notified and update students on who haven't yet completed something. It kind of keep kids on track. When I go to assign, after I'm ready to post it, I can simply assign immediately. I can choose, if I click on schedule, I can choose when I want it to post. So if I was going to be absent tomorrow and a sub was going to be coming in, I could choose tomorrow's date, and then I can also choose the time that I want it to be visible for students. For example, if you didn't want them to be rushing through it during morning work and you only wanted it to appear at 10 o'clock if that's when your math block begins. And you can also just save it as a draft if you want to come back and work on it later. So I will go ahead and assign it right now. Now when students log in, as you can see on mine, it says add a class comment. But for the students in my class, it will also say right above class comment, your answer. And that's where students should post. in order for the assignment to tell me that they are done, and their name would appear in the done category. If they accidentally post in add a class comment their answer here, their name will instead appear in the not done column. So that's one thing that can be a little bit annoying, but if you go over it with students, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. The final type of assignment you can create is a question, and that's probably the top category that I should have selected for the what's your favorite type of food, because it's straightforward. Assignments where you might want to update, attach larger documents and things of that sort, whereas a question might just be a very quick warm-up activity. But you can still select topics and due dates, and you can also choose to make this a short answer or a multiple choice. So if you click on multiple choice, you put the question up top, and then you create your options. So there you have it. Once you've written your question, you'll have all the options to create, and then you ask the question. The last category that appears when you click on the plus button is to reuse a post. And I only have one post currently in this classroom, so I would only be able to reuse one post from this classroom, which is Google Classroom Training, but I have created many others in the past, such as my social studies. So I could click on my social studies class, and I have quite a few posts. I could go back through, find one that I'd like to reuse. You simply click on it. What was the best book you read this summer? Reuse. The bottom right appears. You click on that. It asks you what classroom you want to post that to. I'm going to post it to the one I just created. Now you'll see the question is in this Google Classroom Training group that I created. I reselect it. What is the best book you read this summer? And then click reuse. I can edit it if I want, such as give it a new topic. But once I'm satisfied, I just click post. And now that post is on in this classroom. What was the best book that you read this summer? This is particularly useful if you have longer assignments in which you've uploaded a great deal of documents and you don't want to recreate it. Just to give you an example, again, go to the plus sign, go up to reuse. This is only this classroom, so if I want to see others, I have to click the back arrow. I'm going to go to my social studies classroom and Crusades, Christianity and Islam. If I was to select this, you can see I had previously uploaded documents into this, so it would save me a great deal of time to simply reuse this assignment in this way. That's it for my introduction. I will be sure to go over more in our face-to-face session. I guess I should quickly add to how to add students to your classroom. And you simply click on students, click on invite students, type in your students' names, first and last, and their email should come right up. For example, I am Shane Annell. And as soon as I start to type my name in, my different emails pop up. So I would click on my own name. The same thing will happen for students because they all have Google accounts now and emails through the district. So that's a piece of cake. The other option to invite students, if you don't want to go through and invite them individually, is to click on the Students tab when all your students get to class and simply bring up this screen. Project this on the wall and the students will see a class code. And when they go to Google Classroom, the original page we were at, and go to join a class, I guess I can show you how to do that quick. They will be prompted to insert a code. So I'm back on the original page. If students get here, they click on the plus sign, create or join a class. If they click on join, they'll be asked to enter this class code and they can join in a very easy fashion. So I tend to do that because it saves me time, and they also don't have, students also don't have to follow as many steps. It's a piece of cake. So that is it for today's session. I hope you enjoyed.